I don't know what's down here. You don't know what's down here. We're gonna find out. That wall terminates. There's still iron in there. Either that or it's a weird hot rock. Signs of habitation right there. If there was a home here, maybe it's under that. Well, hey folks, welcome to another Not Thursday with Dame. Today we are exploring a dead road in my neighborhood that's been so obscured by downed trees, I just barely saw it the other day. I went, hey, what is that? I don't know what's down here. You don't know what's down here, but we're gonna find out. So I've been following this road, which runs along this wall for a little while, and I started seeing there's a nice clear rise up there. That wall terminates and it corners right up there, but there's a break, and it looks like that on the other side of the wall is a cart path. Let's go explore. So what we're in now is an old cleared field. That wall came up, corners off right over there, and then runs back up towards the road. I'm going to walk around a little bit, see if I can see any other signs, but it doesn't look like it was improved. If I can't find anything in the next few minutes, we'll keep walking down the road. Made our way back to the beaver pond where we started. If there was a home here, maybe it's under that. Alright, got some backtracking to do. So the cart path petered out. I could still sort of discern where it was lipped on one side, and then it just totally disappeared. I had the choice of going further down into a sort of ravenous area, or I looked up this way and figured I'd go up where it was at least clear and I could stay in the sun. I saw a spit of wall and a corner, a football field that way. Right down there about 100 yards is a corner that heads up to your left, straight up the mountain. We see that all the time, but I thought it was kind of funny that the corner was just all by itself, so I followed the wall to where I am now, and there's the other corner. And it continues way up the hill, and I can't see the top of it. Now when myself and the rest of the gang are way out in the boonies, occasionally we find these. They're just random squares. This is pretty small because it's only 100 yards on this side. And there's no rhyme or reason for it. They pulled cartloads, hundreds of cartloads of rocks out to make this square, but it doesn't look like there's any other improvement. I mean, there's large boulders and certainly not tillable land. And when you think about livestock, if they had sheep or even cows, these walls aren't going to keep them in. Why, why square this terrible terrain? It's one of the mysteries that we come across. And one thing I did notice as well is it's not laid out north to south. It's sort of cockeyed like that. I'll call it the cockeyed square. And we see those from time to time. And it's not due to they had to go shift it for the land features or anything like that. It's just weirdness. Now that I've found it, I'm gonna have to walk the square. I'm hoping that the other sides besides this one are, sort of equidistant, and I don't end up back at my house, 2 miles away, and then have to get back to the Jeep. So you guys hang tight, and I'm gonna have a little refreshment before I go up there. Now I've come to what we call a proper break. A break that wasn't created by people plowing through with heavy equipment for logging. So that means somebody had to be coming in and out of here. It doesn't look like much signs of a cart path going that way, but I think I'm going to have to look for that. And I can just make out the top corner of this property up there. And then the wall continues along that way. So we're going to have a look around here. Climbed all the way up, followed the wall, and then now I'm about parallel with the northernmost point of the cockeyed square. There was no break in the wall, but I sort of looked up here and it looked like it was terracing, and then there's another wall up to my left about 30 feet away that runs true east and west. I saw this. Totally out of place for all the rest of the rocks around here. It's you know, a pretty nice right angle. Turned on the metal detector and there's little hints of iron. Now I'll show you what I think is a hole. It is incredibly rustic and very small. Sort of like that tiny little hole that Charlie found last year out in the middle of nowhere. So we're outside of the square, but close enough that whatever they were doing was right there. I've got a signal. It could be ammo. I am in ammo land. But this stone really caught my eye. When Charlie and I are talking about looking for the signs and clues that are out of place. And this looks out of place to me. I'll show you what we're looking at, and then we'll dig that signal. Okay, so I'm going to call that from the cornerstone, looking down. You got these fallen trees across a trench here. There are some tumble down rocks at the base of that tree, and then right up here, it's lipped going down. And then there's more stone sort of in this little area. It may have been just dug out for a cabin, but there is a tiny bit of iron around it. Oh, utensil would be beautiful. Well, it's metal. It is a broken piece of sheet type metal. Huh. I'm going to take a few spins around, see if anything else pops up. So as you can see, I excavated all around this rock. Couldn't nail down a nail. There's still iron in there. Either that or it's a weird hot rock, but we rarely run into those up here in the Northeast. So I'm going to keep swinging around, see if I can find a more solid signal. I haven't really found anything I can lock onto. There are some hot rocks though. I'm pretty confident that this was some sort of dwelling at some point. Got that little piece of metal out, which is really random out here in the middle of nowhere. And it's so adjacent to the square that's down there. There's no other habitable zone around here. It's a nice shelf, sheltered from the predominant winds coming that way. Maybe I'll come back someday and do a little bit more swinging. But for now, I'm going to head back down to the far corner and continue the loop. Change of plans, folks. We're not going to go down. We're going to cross this wall that's right up here and gradually make our way back towards the road. The square that belongs to this wall is very well improved, and it's the most direct route back to the vehicle. So I'm just swinging along, minding my own business, and I find a pork chop in the middle of the woods. I'm only about, I don't know, 200-300 feet from what I thought was that little hole, and signs of habitation right there. What a great hike we had today. That was kind of a what's out there video. And we found out some things. Found a little spot that might have been a dwelling at one point. Get that little chunk of metal out of the ground. No other reason for it to be there. And some faint iron signals around. It was good just to hit that dead road, see what's out there. Till next time, enjoy You're Not Thursday.